And we're live. Welcome back for another stream. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all tuning into this deadline stream. It is the Gameweek29 deadline, and we're just under an hour away from the deadline. Got 553 tuning in already. Huge turnout. Appreciate you all being here. So loads to discuss on this one. I've still got to make my moves. Haven't made my transfers yet. Originally I was contemplating James to Doherty or Doherty. But after some consideration, I'm probably going to move Bowen on for Kulusevski instead. But I'll wait till last minute as always in case we get any last minute news. It's something I'm trying to do this season, which I didn't previously used to do as much, but it kind of makes sense. The later you make your decision, the more information you got to hand. So I'm going to be making my moves close to the deadline, maybe not too close, but the plan is Bowen to Kulusevski, and then I've got a decision to make with the triple captaincy and whether to use it or not. So what are you guys doing? Are you going triple captain? Who is your captain? Salah, Kane? Morning Flisk, how you doing? Morning Shane. True Fandela says bench one of Cancelo, Rudiger or Broja. Bench order is Broja, Cancelo, Rudiger or 3 Weghorst or 4 Ramsey. I would bench Broja. So this is kind of just a gut feel, but I wonder if Broja gets benched for this one. I'm sure you're all familiar with Big Man Backer, and he posted a tweet, I think it was this morning, which was quite interesting. He'd been on the Southampton forums, and on the forums they said that Broja should be benched for this one, and they're expecting him to be. Obviously, whether they're correct or not is another case, and so ultimately up to Hassan Hootel. They did predict Livramento would be benched, and he wasn't, so we'll see. But he's blanked in his last 5 games in a row. So at what point does a manager decide to give their new striker signing a start over the guy who's blanked in his last 5 games in a row? So for that reason, Jimenez and Weghorst start for me now. Afif says Kane or Lacazette. Kane all day. If you can get to Kane, then absolutely. He's second top on the predicted points, which we'll look at on this stream. So I would say Kane over Lacazette if you can get to him. But both are great assets for this game week and for 30. Spurs and Arsenal are the only 2 sides who have a double in 29 and then they don't blank in Gameweek 30. So if you aren't planning to free hit in 30, then it's the perfect time to load up on Arsenal and Tottenham assets, even if it involves a -4 or a -8, because ultimately you need them anyway in 30. And because they've got a double now, they give you that chance to repay the hit. Tim, how you doing? He says Broja to Richarlison or DCL for a -4. I don't think I'd do it for a -4. Interestingly, Richarlison and DCL are up there on the predicted points. Obviously, they've got 2 home games this double game week. They've obviously been really, really poor, Everton, so whether they actually deliver or not, but they have to get results, really. They need 6 points across the 2 games, so I can see Everton doing quite well, but I don't know if I'd take the -4. It's very risky for 2 strikers who are out of form, and I think it's hard to even predict which of the 2 start, because perhaps one doesn't. Gray is back from injury, and then they've got Gordon who's been doing very well, so maybe one of them gets benched. Hard to say. Mikhail says he's got 2 free hits, bench boost and wildcard left. He's free hitting in Gameweek 30 and considering wildcard 31. Best 1 week punt now. Can't get to Kane easy. Bowen, Kukurea, size transfer out for who? Avoiding -4, got 1 mil in the bank. 1 week punt. 1 week punt. Well, you could consider one of the Everton forwards if you want a 1 week punt. They are up there on the predicted points, but yeah, I'd only realistically consider them if it was a 1 week punt or if I was on a free hit or something like that. So if you've got Bowen, you could go Bowen to Kulusevski. I think that's a good move. That's the move that I'm planning to do. Kukurea does have the double game week. You could move him on for a defender who has a double. Perhaps if you can stretch to a Liverpool defender, or if not to Tierney, something like that. But Saiz has the single game week, so I'd be more inclined to move him on. I think Bowen to Kulusevski makes a lot of sense if you haven't got him. I think free hit 30 is absolutely fine if you've got 2 left. And wildcard 31 is good as well. I don't know exactly when we get the Gameweek 33 fixtures, but Gameweek 33 is going to be both a blank and a double, so Gameweek 33 is the perfect time. Gameweek 31 could be the perfect time to wildcard to prepare for those blanks and doubles in 33. It's probably just going to be Leeds and Wolves that blank in 33, but there's going to be lots of teams that double. So I think that chip strategy is good. Junior Young says Kulu for Mount. Yeah, I like that. Mount has 1 game in his next 2 game weeks. Kulusevski has 3 fixtures. Maybe he doesn't start all 3, but he's come straight in and done very well. So I think Mount to Kulusevski is a good move. I like that a lot. Noam asks, are you free hitting Game Week 30? No, I'm not. My plan is to just ride out Game Week 30. So I'll probably do Bowen to Kulusevski, which gives me an extra player. Game Week 30, I'm thinking about doing Salah to Barnes and Weghorst to Kane, which would get me 10 in Game Week 30. So that's not too bad, really. 10 players in Game Week 30. And then Game Week 31, I'll probably move Son on for Salah, and that lets me keep Kane, because I think I'd rather have Kane longer term. Who's everyone going captain this game week? Is anyone betting against Salah? I still need to decide whether to go triple captain Salah or not. I shouldn't have left it this late. It's one thing I always try not to do, but I'm a bit on the fence about it. Let's do a quick news roundup anyway. We'll start off with West Ham, and unfortunate news for West Ham, which of course is Bowen, and he's not going to be available for the weekend, which is why that he's my transfer out, and I'm going to be bringing Kulusevski in because it's unclear whether he's going to be back for Game Week 30 or not. Obviously West Ham are one of the 8 teams who don't blank in Game Week 30, but with the uncertainty over Bowen, I think I'm going to move him on for Kulusevski. Smith Rowe is expected to return for the game against Leicester, which is the first of their double. So bad news for Martinelli owners. Perhaps he'll share some minutes with him. And some Spurs news. A lot of people are hopping on Doherty, and I think he's a very good pick, but Sessegnol's also out injured until after the international break, so perhaps Reguilon is an option as well. But Doherty, of course, much cheaper and in better form as of late, so I think I still prefer Doherty, but Reguilon could be an interesting one as well. Quick look at the Kings of the game week. This is how it looks after Game Week 38. It was actually Matty Cash who joined the Kings with his 29-pointer back in Game Week 28, which makes him the joint 4th top scoring game week score of all time. If anyone had Matty Cash, fair play. Mr. P says, hey Focal, triple captain Salah this week seems safer than later since the league is close and no Champions League to worry about. Also start Ramsdale or Dubravka. I would start Ramsdale, and I do agree. So the 2 sides to the coin is that Salah has a double game week right now. He will have one later in the season, and it's likely to be a better double game week. But we don't know what the league will look like. Perhaps the league could be wrapped up. Perhaps there's a very small chance that Salah gets injured. So it's a really difficult one. I'm still not sure which way I'm going to go. I think I'm leaning towards activating it, but I'm really on the fence about it because I do think there'll be a better opportunity later in the season. The other thing I don't like about waiting until later in the season is it blocks using another chip that game week. For example, if I wanted to free hit in game week 36 when Liverpool are likely to double, then yeah, that blocks that, obviously. So those are the 2 sides to the decision. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet, but I think I'm leaning towards activating it. Keelan, thanks so much for the donation as well. No message, but thank you for that, mate. Appreciate that. Harvey says, start St. Maximan or Broja. Love your content, keep it up. I would start St. Maximan. I believe he made a cameo last game week, so I think it would be St. Maximan between those 2. And of course, he has the double game week, while Broja doesn't. Elliot says, Bowen to Kulusevski and King to Laka, or Bowen to Kula or Saka. It depends on how you're shaping up for Game Week 30, Elliot. I like both moves in conjunction because you're bringing in 2 players that double now and playing 30, so I would do the Laka move as well as Kulusevski. Ben says he's debating whether to bench boost in 29. He's got in Robertson for a -4, and he has Digne, Cody, Dubravka and Ramsey on the bench. Have Broja as well. Is it worth the bench boost? Again, it does depend on your other chips, Ben, and whether you have the other chips remaining that you plan to use, for example, in Game Week 36. Game Week 36 is the other standout game week for bench boost, and I think Game Week 36 will be a better bench boost game week. It's not a bad bench at all, but Dubravka's your only one who doubles there. So I would be inclined to save it for Game Week 36, unless you have a bunch of chips left that you still have to use up and likely to use in 36 instead. So yeah, I'd probably save it. Russell says, hi Focal, already done Dennis to Kane and Bowen to Kulusevski for a -4. Is Van Dijk, COVID to Robinson or Cancelo to Doherty better moves? Not free hitting in 30. So you've done Bowen to Kulusevski, I like that. Has Van Dijk actually got COVID though? I think it's just rumours, right? Unless we've had anything come out in the last couple of days. As far as I'm aware, nothing's come out to indicate that he actually has COVID. Klopp said that he has some COVID issues and Van Dijk wasn't spotted in training, but there was a video on Liverpool's Twitter where Van Dijk was doing a video with Konate, and Konate was one of the other ones not spotted in training, so perhaps they were just on media duties. So I don't think I'd read too much into it. It's too much of a gamble to sell Van Dijk based off a rumour at best. Who's Robinson? What do you mean Robertson? Robertson or Cancelo to Doherty? I definitely wouldn't be selling Robertson if that's what you mean. Cancelo to Doherty, I don't think I would do that either, unless you don't have a starting 11. I don't think I'd take the -8. I think I'd leave it. Heike says... Oh, I've lost it. Heike says, bench boost with Foster, Ramsey, Stones and Tierney. No, I'd save it. I don't think that's worth using it now. Obviously Stones, I imagine he does start because Diaz is out injured, but I think I would be tempted to save it still. You've got Ramsey and Foster and they're pretty low ceiling picks, so I think I would save it for Gameweek 36. Thanks again for the donation, Keelan. No message. Seog says triple captain Kane or Salah. Salah's top on the predicted points chart, so I think I would be inclined to go for Salah between the two. Let's have a look at the scout selection for Gameweek 29, which is as follows. I'll just read it out. They've got Ramsdale in goal. Back four is Trent, Laporte, Doherty and Shah, or Doherty. Midfield is Salah captain, Son, Saka and Gordon. Interesting pick, Gordon. And then the front two is Kane and Lacazette. What do you guys think of the team? Some interesting picks there. Isn't Shah flagged? I don't know what the status of Shah is, but I'm sure I saw he's flagged. Doherty, really hard to call. I don't know whether he's going to end up the biggest trap we've ever seen, or whether he's going to be an excellent pick that continues to put up the numbers that he has been. I think in his last two games he's got 18 and 14 points. So he's been excellent. And Gordon as well, he's been brilliant. He's been playing well. They've got the double at home. Lampard clearly favours him. He was the one player that Lampard singled out when he was talking about the Spurs game. He said Gordon was pretty much the only positive that game. Heike says, would you play Stones instead of Broja? Yes, I would. Jason says, needs a little Chris Wood. Chris Wood, yeah, he finally came good for those that brought him in last game week. And of course, he has another double now. AB says, short term by the scout. Yeah, so the scout, they basically pick a team every game week. So they always look like 1 week punt sort of teams. So let's have a look at the predicted points for Game Week 29, which is as follows. Salah is top, 13.5 predicted points, well out in front. Second is Kane with 9.8. This is as of this morning. Son's in third, 9.6 predicted points. Trent's in fourth. Lacazette's up there. Saka, Robertson, Martinelli. The Everton guys, a couple of Everton guys are up there. Pickford and Calvert-Lewin. Don't know if we can trust Pickford for clean sheets or not. But Everton do have 4 postponements, which is more than any other team. So I do wonder if Pickford's not the worst backup keeper if you're on a wild card. You could probably start him this week as well. Keep your questions coming in. Thank you so much everyone that has tuned in so far. Kesley says, do you narrate your videos? It sounds so legit. Yeah, I narrate them. Every video I make, I write up a transcript first. Almost like an article, but I actually read it out for the videos. So I prefer that way of doing it. I'm not particularly good at improvising off the cuff, if that makes sense. So I like to write up what I'm going to say in my videos, and it does let me get across the exact point I want to make. And I think on YouTube you have to make the type of content that you'd want to watch, and I've got a pretty terrible attention span, so I quite like watching shorter form content. So when I write the transcripts, my videos are never more than 10 minutes. In fact, I don't think I've ever made a video over 10 minutes. RSD says, Rafinha to Kulusevski for a hit. Rafinha eye test has been bad. I don't think I'd do it for a hit, if I'm totally honest. I know Rafinha's not been great. He's looked pretty pissed off recent games. But it is Norwich at home, and it's an absolute must-win game for Leeds. So I don't think I'd do it for a hit. Thanks for the donation as well, Shane. Appreciate that, mate. Andrew says, hey, Oscar, is it worth a hit? Weghorst to Lacazette, no free hit in 30. Yes, I think it is. Yeah, I think you can justify that hit. He's got a double now, plays in 30. I think you can fully justify that -4. And Lacazette among the top of the predicted points, as we saw just now. Moet says, WDYT, what does that stand for? WDYT. What do you think of Coutinho and Ramsey to Son and Kulusevski? Coutinho, Ramsey to Son and Kulusevski. Yeah, I love it. Good pair of moves, that. As long as it doesn't leave you short in Gameweek 30, because you are selling 2 players that play in Gameweek 30. Admittedly, for 2 players that double now and play in 30. So you gain 2 fixtures from those 2 moves. But it does depend on how your team's shaping up for Gameweek 30. But I like both of those moves. Both of those picks, or both of those transfers are gains in predicted points, so I like that a lot. Mikhail, thanks for donation as well. He says, bench Jimenez, Weghorst or Broja. I've got the same predicament and I've benched Broja. For me, he's blanked in his last 5 in a row. It's a pretty good fixture for Watford at home, but Watford also in a position where they need to get points from this game. They really, really need to. They could almost be relegated already, to be honest with you, but they'd have to get 3 points here, so it could be a tough game for Southampton. Blanks in his last 5 games in a row, and they did sign Armstrong this season, who's a striker. So at what point, if you're a manager, do you give your new signing a start again after one of the other strikers fails to score for 5 games in a row? Super duper, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Baskar says, Raf to Kulusevski. I don't mind the move as long as it's not for a -4. I don't think I'd do it for a -4, but I don't mind the move. Mikey says, how's Teddy doing? Teddy's good. He's alright. He's a bit unsure this morning. When I do these streams, I talk really loud into the mic, so he's a bit like, why are you talking so loud? Normally when I record my videos, he disappears under the duvet to get away from it all. I'm King says, what's your team? This is my team on screen now. So I haven't made my transfer yet, but I will be on this stream. My plan is Bowen to Kulusevski, and then I've got a decision to make whether to triple captain Salah or to save it. I'm still not sure which way I'm going to go yet. I'm really on the fence about it. I might even flip a coin today. Oh, interesting. Let's pull this tweet up. If we can. Dean Henderson set to start for Man United today as David De Gea is unwell. Interesting. Who have Man United got? I actually can't remember. So long since I've even looked or considered Man United. They're playing Spurs, aren't they, of course? Which is today at 5:30. Yeah, I forgot about that. Interesting. Dean Henderson comes in goal. Okay. Is that good or bad news for Spurs? Haven't actually seen much of him this season. I guess he's been playing in other cup competitions. Has he been good? He was outstanding when he was at Sheffield. And fairly good last season, but De Gea has been brilliant this season as well. Perhaps Man United's best player. Keep your questions coming in. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. We've got 214 likes. If you are enjoying the stream, do hit like on it. Let's get it to 500 likes. How about that? Do like the stream if you're enjoying it. Lander says triple captain Kulusevski. Bold one, that. Very bold. If I was going to triple captain anyone other than Salah, it would have to be Kane, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Varus says, is Bowen to Ødegaard a good move? Yeah, I like it. If you can afford Saka, which I guess you can, because Bowen is, what, 6.9? I prefer Saka, but perhaps you already own him, which is why you're asking that. So yeah, I like the Ødegaard move as well. I think that's a good move. Bowen is obviously going to miss this game. Perhaps he'll miss Gameweek 30, so over the next 2 game weeks, you're gaining 3 fixtures, potentially. So I think that's a good move, yeah. Martinelli is a good pick as well, but as we were talking about at the start of the stream, Smith Rowe is back and available for selection for the Leicester game, which is the first of Arsenal's double. So I wonder if Martinelli and Smith Rowe share some minutes. Max, thank you so much for renewing the membership for 4 months. If anyone's interested in becoming an fplfocal member, you get early access to my videos, and there's a private channel on the Discord where you get unlimited team feedback throughout the month. So it's well worth it. There's only 1 tier, so you get everything. And he asks, any news on the Cancelo flag? I haven't seen anything. Let me have a quick look. Obviously he was reportedly sick, but I've not heard anything since. That was the Champions League game that he missed out on. Someone's asked this morning, any further news on Van Dijk or Cancelo? No news, I'm afraid. Can't see Cancelo cameoing if he starts. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't see it either. No news though. We've not heard anything, unfortunately. Afif says, sell Thiago Silva and Rudiger for Robertson for a -4. For a -4. Yeah, I'd be very tempted to do that. I think that's justified -4. It'd be Thiago Silva that I would sell between the two. I think that's a very reasonable -4, and Robertson's the season keeper, in my opinion, so you bring him in, and I think you're bringing in a player there that you'd have for the remainder of the season. And that's the thing, at this point in the season, players we bring in, we're likely to have for the remainder of the season. So yeah, we have to be economical with our transfers, and I think Robertson's the sort of player that you can bring in, and that's a spot in your team that's locked for the remainder of the season. Nicholas says, who to put in the starting 11, Broja, Saiss, Digne or Ramsey? It's between Broja and Digne. It just depends whether you think Broja starts or not. Since he's blanked the last 5 in a row, I've benched him in favour of Jimenez and Weghorst, so I'd be tempted to start Digne out of all of those. Check if we've got any leaks or last minute news and whatnot, and then we'll have a look at the clean sheet odds next. Doesn't look like it. Right, let's have a look at the clean sheet odds. So these are from checkthechance.com, and they've aggregated the 2 games for the teams that double. So Liverpool have a 59% chance of keeping a clean sheet in either of their games. Everton's second, 56% chance. Chelsea 52% chance. They face Newcastle at home. Chelsea, of course, going to be missing Reece James for this one. Big miss. Man City third. Arsenal 48.5% chance for their double. Tottenham 47% chance. Rock bottom is Palace, who face Man City away this game week. Leicester 11.5% chance. Obviously they face Liverpool. Can't see them keeping a clean sheet either. Alright, I've got a question for everyone in chat. How many of the most transferred in players can you name heading into Gameweek 29? Most transferred in players. Global Orderism says Tierney or Doherty. If that's who to bring in, I think Tierney. I think I still prefer Tierney because he's more assured for minutes. Can we really trust Doherty to start the next 3? It's hard to say. I wonder if he does. Whereas Tierney looks a bit more reliable, so I think I prefer Tierney. Trevor reckons Saka is the most transferred in. Casper says it's Kulusevski. Kevin says Kane. Roy reckons Saka and Kulusevski up there. Zelda says Saka. Most transferred in player heading into Gameweek 29 is indeed Bukayo Saka. 659,000 managers have brought him in. Second is Kulusevski. 589,000 have brought him in. Doherty's third, or is it Doherty? I really need to pick which one I'm going to call him, Doherty or Doherty. I think it's Doherty. Let me know in chat how you pronounce it. Kane is fourth. There's actually 4 Spurs players in the top 5. Son's up there as well. But Reece James, 231,000 managers have brought him in. And again, this has been the recurring theme all season, while we have to wait until as late as possible before making our transfers, because I'm guessing all these managers brought James in after his haul against Burnley. He did exceptionally well that game, but then of course he got injured and he's out until after the international break now, so that's why we have to wait to make our transfers, because you leave yourself unnecessarily exposed, and you know, if you miss out on a price change or 2, then so be it. I think only early in the season you can justify making early transfers to try and gain some team value, but this late in the season it's absolutely madness. Mackenzie says, would you bench Broja or Broja Mount or Dyer? I've already got Doherty as well. Broja, Mount or Dyer. I would bench Broja between those. I would start Dyer, to be honest with you, even though you've got Doherty. That's what I would do. Anurag says, help me pick a -8 for James, Cornet, Watkins to Doherty, Saka and Laka, or a -12 for James, Cornet, Ramsey, Watkins to Laka, Kulusevski, Martinelli, Davis. Only thing with -8 is I have Digne, Broja, Edouard and Ramsey, and we'll have to play one of them. That's fine. I would do the -8 and I would start, I think I'd start Digne. Broja first on bench, Ramsey second, Edouard last. That's what I would do. I think the -8's fine. You're bringing in 3 excellent picks who double now and blank in Gameweek 30. Most transferred out players next. And it is Bowen. Over 1 million managers have dropped Bowen heading into Gameweek 29. I'm going to be one of those very shortly. Cancelo's second, 440,000 have sold him. Ruben Diaz, of course, out injured as well. Reece James injured. Dennis is up there. Ward-Prowse, Ronaldo. No surprises there, really. Fernandes. It's remarkable how much less of an option Bruno's been this season, because last season Bruno was essential for long spells of the season, but yeah, this season Bruno's just not really been a factor at all besides double game weeks. Victor says, bench Dennis or Broja. Tricky one that. I think I would bench Dennis between those. I'm just unsure on Broja's minutes, to be totally honest. Like we were saying earlier, 5 blanks in a row. They did sign a striker this season, so at what point, if you're a manager, do you decide to give your new striker signing a chance to prove himself again? Because Armstrong's been getting benched for a long time now. And yeah, Broja's not scored in his last 5, so it just seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? I know Broja's excellent. He's a really good player. Brings a lot to the team, but you know, if you're not scoring for 5 games in a row and your job is to score goals, then I think eventually at some point you've got to give another striker a chance. Often what happens as well is these strikers get benched, and every game that goes by they're hungrier and hungrier to prove themselves, and it wouldn't surprise me if Armstrong starts, scores, makes a point. Domster says Kulu in for Ramsey or Doherty in for James. It depends how you're shaping up for Gameweek 30, Dom. I would do the Kulu move because it's higher predicted points, but as long as that doesn't leave you shortchanged in Gameweek 30, because obviously Ramsey does have a fixture in 30, whereas James doesn't. But Kulu's on more predicted points, so therefore I prefer him. We'll have a very quick look at the Premier League Players Mini-League, something we haven't looked at for a while. James Justin is top, 99 points he got back in Gameweek 28. He played his bench boost, he's up to 74k in the world. Second is Saka, who actually started in Gameweek 2. He missed the first game week. The Leicester guys seem to know what they're doing. Chowdhury, Maddison are up there, Albrighton. Matt Targett has gone down, Maddison overtook him. Maddison went captain Rudiger, Targett went captain Thiago Silva. Who's bottom? How's Foster doing? Foster is 3.5 mil. He had Edison vice captain, interesting. Rock bottom is Luke Ayling, he's 7.5 mil. Maguire, I think Maguire deleted his team, so I don't think he's even on FPL anymore. I don't know if that was because he accidentally leaked the Ronaldo injury after he sold Ronaldo, or whether he just gave up because he was having a shocking season. Thanks so much, Brandon, for becoming an fplfocal member. I appreciate that very much. If anyone is interested, fplfocal members get early access to my videos, and there's a private channel on my Discord server where you get unlimited team feedback throughout the month, so it's well worth it if you want that extra edge. But I appreciate everyone tuning in so far. We've got 401 likes. If you're enjoying the stream so far, do hit like on it. Let's get to 500 likes. That's our target for this stream. Sanjay says start Rudiger or Ramsey. Rudiger. Vaishun says, start Jimenez or Rafinha. Rafinha. Chris says, super chat. Did I miss one? Let me scroll up. Sorry if I missed any messages there. Where was it? Chris says, can you give a shout out to Jazzy the Magic Unicorn? Alright. I want to give a big shout out to Jazzy the Magic Unicorn. Who's Jazzy the Magic Unicorn? Is that one of your mates? Jazzy the Magic Unicorn. What a name. I've just googled it. It looks like it's a kid's toy. Big shout out to Jazzy the Magic Unicorn. Love that. Evans says, do I need Son or Kane? I think Kane's the better pick, but there's not much between the two. So if you have the option to get either, then I'd say Kane. But they're both great picks, to be honest with you. Brahma says, transfer plans. I'm going to go Bowen to Kulusevski. That's my plan. So I need to make that move on this stream. So I'll do that fairly shortly. Remind me if I forget. Tag me in a photo on Twitter, wherever you're watching this stream from around the world, and I will retweet it. I'd love to see where you guys are tuning in from. Take a photo and tag me. Where's everyone tuning in from today? Dexter says no Salah. What does that mean? No sound? There's sound. Can you hear the music as well? Yeah, the mic's on. He's trolling me. Bam says, is Gordon a good choice? I think he's one of the best enablers in the game at the moment. It's a very, very good double game week for Everton at home. But Everton, of course, have been really poor. But I think Gordon's a good pick. Okay, Algeria in the chat, Tunisia, Coventry, Sweden, Blackpool, Namibia, Seattle, New Zealand, South Africa, Finland, Sydney, Singapore, Jordan, Jazzy the Magic Unicorn. That's my daughter. She's not the biggest fan of Saturday morning FPL pods, but now she is. Shout out to Chris's daughter, Jazzy the Magic Unicorn. Singapore, Tokyo, the North Pole. We've got someone watching from the North Pole. Didn't know they had good internet at the North Pole. Yeah, as I say, tag me in a photo on Twitter, wherever you're watching from around the world, and I'll retweet it. I'd love to see where you guys are tuning in from. It's awesome to see how global the streams are. We've got Suhaidi watching from Malaysia. I'll retweet that. There we go. Myanmar, Nigeria, Australia. Morning, Simon. How you doing, mate? True Fandela says, hi, Foe. 1, first on the bench. You're the first to call me Foe, by the way, for short. Hi, Foe. 1, first on the bench, Broja or Weghorst. Or 2, Captain Salah or Kane. So I would have, personally, Broja first on the bench. I've benched him. I guess I could put him first because James isn't going to play. Captain Salah or Kane, I would go Salah. I would back the predicted points. Everything points towards Salah being a better pick, so that would be my decision between the two. I would go for Salah. Yeah, I've benched Broja. It's hard to say whether he starts or not, but like we were saying earlier, 5 blanks in a row. At what point does Armstrong get a start again? Because it's been a while. He's not been getting opportunities, so... Just checking Twitter for any other news and whatnot. And then we'll have a look at the captain poll results. Hopefully we're back there. I think the stream crashed for a minute. My PC was getting overloaded. Too much going on this morning. I think we're back up anyway. I'm just going to check the stream, make sure we're back up. Looks like we are. Sorry about that, everyone. Dexter says, triple captain Salah this game or chance... waiting for another double gaming. So that's a very good question, and I'm still on the fence about doing it. And the reason I am is because this was a tweet. So I basically said, is anyone saving their triple captain for Liverpool's double game week later in the season? They could have Aston Villa and Tottenham, which would be a better double game week. So it is a better double game week later in the season, But it is a gamble because, you know, the league could be wrapped up by then. Liverpool could be far in the Champions League. So it is a gamble on that double game week. I think there is higher upside in saving it. But it does obviously lock you out of bench boosting or free hitting in 36. So I'm leaning towards saving the triple captain for 36 now. So yeah, there's both sides to it. You know, it's difficult because right now we know that Salah has a double game week. And we know that he's likely going to have a better double game week later in the season. But there are some unknown factors, you know. Maybe he gets injured. Maybe the league's wrapped up by then. You know, if City beat Liverpool, City could run away with it. Perhaps Liverpool go far in the Champions League and prioritise that. Joe says, I buy Kulusevski for Rafinha or Coutinho. I'd go Coutinho between the two. I think, you know, if you had Coutinho, well played, you got his points. And I think it's not a bad time to hop off him. Because Aston Villa's fixtures do turn badly, but obviously just be conscious of Gameweek 30, where there's lots of teams blanking. Villa aren't one of them, so just make sure you don't shoot yourself in the foot by selling Coutinho. Pranesh, thank you so much for becoming an fplfocal member as well. I appreciate that so much. If anyone's interested in becoming a member, there's links in the description. There's also Patreon, which works the same if you don't want to give your money to Google, which some people don't. So I set up both. Raids tune in from Ethiopia. Shout out to Ethiopia. IE says, did you use the free hit? No, I've not used the free hit. I've got one left. So I'm hoping to save it for maybe Gameweek 33 or maybe Gameweek 37. I think I'm going to save the triple captain. I really shouldn't wait until streams to finalise my chip decisions, but it was quite a late decision last night whether to save it or not, because Liverpool are likely to have a better double game week later in the season, so that's why I was tempted to keep hold of it, and I think I probably will, maybe for Gameweek 36. Originally I was planning to free hit Gameweek 36, but Gameweek 36 is going to be such a huge double game week that it's going to be easy enough to prepare for. I do have Ben Crellin's graphic here. Does it go as far as Gameweek 36? Yeah, it does. He does also speculate that we're likely to get a double game week for Everton and Burnley in Gameweek 31 and 32. So something to be mindful of. Perhaps we'll have an opportunity to hop on a few Burnley players once again in Gameweek 32, or perhaps not. Perhaps we avoid them this time after they burnt us badly last double. But you could chuck in a cheap defender like Roberts if you don't have any other pressing moves in those game weeks, 31 or 32. Game week 33 is likely to be both a double and a blank. Leeds and Wolves are the two teams likely to blank them, but there's also a fair few teams that could double then, like Arsenal, Leicester, I think Burnley and Everton could, Tottenham, maybe Man City. So there's going to be loads of double game weeks for the remainder of the season, and there's still loads of postponed fixtures and more to come as a result of FA Cup results. Yeah, thanks again, Pranish, for becoming an fplfocal member. I appreciate that very much. And also thank you to Michael for renewing for 4 months. He says, I'm curious why you think Aston Villa and Tottenham is better. I think it's just a slightly better double, in honesty. I was chatting to Mikael Tokvam, and he does really good points predictions, and he also felt that that double would be a fair bit better than the one they've got now. There's not much in it, honestly, but he does think it will be better. So, you know, if you're playing for the upside, then it's probably better to wait. But yeah, it's not significantly better. You know, Tottenham, who knows? I mean, they've been so hot and cold this season. You know, they beat Man City 1 week, they lose to Middlesbrough, and then they batter Everton, and they lose to Burnley. So it's hard to predict Tottenham. Aston Villa, yeah, maybe. It's hard to predict as well, but I'm tempted to keep hold. Thank you, Strange Man, as well, or Stranger Man, for becoming an fplfocal member. Or what we're calling it, Focalite, isn't it? Focalite. Right, I better make my moves. Or just move, not plural. Right, so Bowen out. Kulusevski in. Bowen to Kulusevski, confirmed transfers. Done. Right, Looks good. I need to take a screenshot and tweet this. There we go. Got that. Let's go over to Twitter. Gameweek29. What's my rank? 626. Bowen. In fact, I'll just pull this up on screen so you can see what I'm writing. Bowen. There we go. To Kulusevski. Oh, I need to make my mind up about the triple captain though. Bowen to Kulusevski. FPL. Alright, I'm going to decide about the triple captaincy. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Let me know in the chat. Do I triple captain Salah or do I save it? What do I do? Aranya, thanks for the donation as well. He says, just for a punt this week, Hwang or Pookie? Is Hwang nailed on to start? I don't think I'd go for Hwang as a punt. Pookie I'd probably be more inclined to go for as a punt. Also, just for the Gameweek 29, considering fixture and everything, Pickford or Ramsdale? I would say Ramsdale. Yeah, Ramsdale between the two. Chat says do it, don't do it, do not, do it, don't. Michael says I would use the TC now, my opinion. David says save it. Immortal says save it. Shi Wang says save it. Abra says save it. Milos says do it. I Am King says triple captain now. Clakia says I don't know. Thank you for that. Such tense music as well for such a decision. Did I miss a super chat? Let me scroll back up. Sorry. Emad says Saka or Kulusevski. Saka. Definitely Saka. Chat's so divided. Oh, you're killing me. Shall I make a quick poll? Triple captain. Yes. No. Alright, the poll's in the chat. Let's have a look at the results. Do I do it? I don't know. I'm so undecided. Charlotte says do it. Arabic says no. Kudos says now or never. There will be other opportunities. That's the thing. Gameweek 36 is likely to be an even better opportunity. Shorty says coin flip. Coin flip? Are we doing a coin flip? Do I have a coin? All I've got is a 1p coin. Alright. Heads is triple captain. Tails is save it. Heads triple captain. Tails save it. It's tails. I don't know if you can see that. I'm saving it. Joanne says, let the dog decide. The coin has spoken. I'm saving it. Alright, let me put this tweet or I'll never do it. Right, rank 626, Bowen to Kulusevski, saving the triple captain. Connor says boo. Vapotana says do it. You guys are killing me. Saving the triple captain. I've got to trust the coin. No, I can't say flip the coin. I'll get so much stick if I tell Twitter that I'm letting a coin rule my decisions. I'll just say that. Don't tell Twitter that I flipped a coin. Bailey says, it was in your plans to triple captain. It was, but then I was thinking about it last night, and Game Week 36 is likely to be a better double game week for Liverpool. So I'm tempted to save the triple captain, and the coin has spoken, to be fair, so it's done. So I think I'm going to use it in Game Week 36 instead, or unless we get another opportunity. But it is going to be a better double game week in 36 in all likelihood for Liverpool, so for that reason I'm going to save it. Dramatic stream today. God, I'll tell you what. Darshan says, I'll free hit in 30, Cancelo or James to Robbo. Or James, definitely. I think it has to be James. Cancelo could play this week, so he's startable. Stranger Man says, let's be honest, triple captain isn't actually that big. I had Salah in 26, but free hit and wildcard are far bigger chips, so why worry? He makes a good point. I think it's a slightly overrated chip. It does have very high upside, you know, if you nail it, which congratulations to those who used it in 26 on Salah, because you gained a lot from that. But yeah, really, you just get an extra chunk of points. It's not. I think it's one of the more overrated chips, whereas free hit, I think, is you know, one of the bigger chips because you can gain so much on a free hit, and obviously a wild card. I'd say wild card's the most powerful. I think in order, what order would you put the chips in, guys? I think I would go wild card, free hit, bench boost, triple captain, in order from best to worst. Let's take a very quick look at the captain poll results. If anyone's not in our Discord, I'll put a link in the chat. I'll be here throughout the game week, and we'll have a look at the captain poll results. If anyone's not in our Discord, genuinely good FPL resource. We've got the price changes, we've got the lineups. In fact, who went up last night? I think Kulusevski went up, so I missed out on that rise. Cash went up, Salah went up, Kane went up, Doherty went up. We've got the lineups, we've got the live scores, we've got the live points, we've got the bonus points, we've got the game week stats. Injury updates, top 10k stats, insider trading. We've also got this new channel where you can actually just check your live rank. So you just do +L anytime and the bot will tell you what your live rank is. But the captain poll results are as follows. Salah, unsurprisingly, dominates the captain poll, 621 votes. Second is Kane with 73 votes. Beyond that, barely anyone. 11 votes for Trent, 11 votes for Son. I'm going to do my vote now. Salah. 5 votes for Mane, 3 for Lacazette, 1 for Robertson, 5 for other. Interesting. I'll chuck the link in the chat one more time. If you're not in there, then go join the Discord. I'll be on there after the stream. Let's check for any last minute news or leaks. Bear with me. Liverpool early leaks have dried up massively in the last few weeks. Highly doubt you will see one pre-deadline. Fair enough. Nothing on Reddit either. Right, keep your questions coming in. Linus says, think about how much you could go wrong if you save it to 36. Title race could be over, injuries, fixture changes, Champions League equals need rest. It's true, but it's higher upside, that's the thing. So I feel like I have to back the higher upside game week, which is game week 36. And I quite like the idea of triple captain in 36 and then free hitting in 37 because they're likely to be two big back-to-back doubles. So it'll be a very, very strong end to the season as well if I use it in 36. And worst case scenario, if Salah is suddenly not an option, there will be other options in 36 for sure. But I do take your point. You make a good point. But the coin has spoken. Abdullah says, what about your bench boost? When will you use it? I've used my bench boost already, actually. I used it earlier in the season. So luckily for me, bench boost isn't a concern. Obviously it's more of a decision if you still have your bench boost, because Gameweek 36 looks like the best opportunity to use it for the remainder of the season. Martin says Van Dijk starting. Where have you heard that? Jack Mars says, what's the plan for Gameweek 30? Oops, let me mute that. Gameweek 30, I'm planning to do Salah and Weghorst to Kane and Barnes probably. Leicester almost certainly doubling 33, so that's why it'll be Barnes. And then Gameweek 31, I'll probably shift Son on for Salah, so I get to keep Kane, who I would rather have longer term. Adrian says, Cancelo to Robbo for another -4. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Cancelo, we don't even know if he's going to play or not, so I think it's a justified -4, because you could potentially be gaining 2 fixtures. So yeah, I like that as a -4. Stranger Man said he has Salah triple captain in Gameweek 26 and he gained 20 something points, but the bench boost has far bigger potential. Yeah, I agree. The bench boost, you have so much more to gain, and it's a bit more strategic, whereas the triple captain, you're just counting on one player, aren't you? So it's likely to go wrong. John King says 2 to bench: Weghorst, Jimenez, Broja and Digne. I think I would bench Broja and Weghorst. It's really hard between Weghorst and Jimenez, to be honest with you. I think I would start Digne. Aranya says bench order: Ramsey, Cody, Digne. Ramsey, Cody or Digne. I would go Digne first, Cody second, Ramsey last. So basically reverse the order. Livramento or Broja? I think Broja. Van Dijk to Robertson? No, I don't think I would do it. We haven't heard anything concrete in Van Dijk. It was just that he wasn't in training, so there's been all this speculation, you know, that he's got an injury or COVID or whatever, but we have nothing to indicate that is the case. It might be the case, but people have kind of connected dots because Klopp said that he's got problems with COVID. But we did see Liverpool tweet a video with Van Dijk, with Konate, so perhaps they were on media duties instead, and that's why they weren't in training. George says bench Coutinho or Saiss. Jimenez or Rafinha. Coutinho to Kulusevski. Yeah, I like that move, as long as you're okay for Gameweek 30 as well. I like that move. Triple captain Salah. Yeah, I think it's still a great game week to triple captain Salah, 100%. Modric says keep or sell James. I think you can justify selling him for another premium defender like Robertson, Trent. I'd be tempted to sell him for Doherty, but it really depends on the rest of your team in that case. It's time to go, says have you triple captain? No, I haven't. I'm going to save it. Broja or Rafinha. Anand says Son for triple captain. I don't think I would do it, to be honest with you. We'll just have a quick look at the predicted points again. And Son's third on the predicted points. Salah's well out in front. Kane's just in front of Son. So it's very, very bold to bet against Salah on the triple captaincy, I have to say. I think maybe even reckless to bet against Salah. Stranger Man says bench boost has to go in 36, whether you have the free hit or wildcard left. I agree. If you've still got the bench boost, then 36 looks like the obvious gaming to use it. In my case, I've already used my bench boost, so I don't have to worry about that headache. The Flisk has gone triple captain. Puff says keep or sell Jota. At this point, I think I'd be tempted to keep him if I had him and just give him this double game week and then sell him. Unless you can sell him and remain tripled up on Liverpool, but really it'd only be to go for Trent, Robbo or Salah. Laporte or White? I think I'd go White. He has 2 extra fixtures over the next 2 game weeks. Couple of minutes till the deadline. Final reminder to check your team, your captaincy, make sure your bench is in the right order. Karthik says De Gea tested positive for COVID. Oh, was it COVID? Yeah, we did see that he was going to be missing from the squad today. Dean Henderson set to start for Man United. So, was that COVID, was it? Oscar says, triple captain locked. How many people have gone triple captain this game week? Henry says, why don't you have Cancelo? I just don't have a way to fit him in the team. Basically, I had to bring in the players with double game weeks instead, so that's why I've got the likes of Trent, Robertson, Tierney. Thank you to Bruno for becoming an fplfocal member as well. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, mate. Oh, did I miss your super chat, Zelda? Apologies. Ask it again, Zelda, and I'll keep an eye out. I'm just scrolling up, but I can't see it. Just ask it again, Zelda. Sorry, mate. Siab has gone triple captain as well. So's Dexter. Nick's gone triple captain. Rafi's captaining Kane. Den has gone triple captain Salah. So's Marcus and Jay Walton. Stranger Man says, people talking about getting rid of Son sounds silly too. If you have him, keep him. Yeah, I agree. I think some people are selling Son to accommodate Kane, but don't know. It seems a bit sideways to me. I don't think Kane's a better pick, but it's a bit sideways. Drew Fourier says, what kind of bench boost left? Do I use it? Not now. It's too late. I think it's a deadline. Can't be making decisions this close to the deadline. Zelda says it was Sata Ramsdale for a -4. You asked on the Discord and they said don't do it. Yeah, sorry I missed that, Zelda. Apologies, mate. Obviously, fplfocal members get access to the private channel on the Discord where I'm always online to give team feedback. So, yeah, shout out to the members that tune in today. Appreciate everyone that has tuned in so far to this stream. We're about to wrap up. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do hit like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I won't stick around for much longer. I'm off to an FPL meetup today in London, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see if there's anyone who's live that we can raid. So the last few raids have been absolute disasters, so hopefully this time we'll get a good raid on the channel. How about that? Let's see who's live that we can go raid. Alright. We'll go and raid FPL Aya's stream. This is him here. Alright, everyone head over to this stream. I'm going to wrap up, so thank you again for tuning into this stream. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do hit like on it and hit subscribe if you're not already. Head over to FPL Aya's stream. Say Focal sent you, and hopefully we'll nail this raid after the last few being an absolute disaster. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Focal out.